I like farms. My dad worked on a lot of farms. His dad was a farmer, and his dad was a farmer. So I went to visit the Heritage Museum in Elkton, Cecil County Farm Museum. I was pretty impressed. There's a lot of stuff in there. And when I looked around, I thought, I can't wait to go and look at all these different displays inside the museum. It was a Saturday morning. It's not open every day, but the day I was there, I was lucky to go inside and look at that. A 1928 Model T truck. This is for delivering stuff. And this is almost 100 years old, but it's in really good shape. The body part's all made out of wood. There it is for delivering stuff around the farm. Has a crank in the front. The old days you would twist the crank and start it up. The key's in it. I like that old truck. Cecil County Farm Museum. There were a few people there that day, but not too many. It was kind of chilly inside, but I was impressed by all of this. John Deere. Those old plows are the thing that started the John Deere company. That's a huge international business at the present time. Now, hay is a really big part of the farms on the old farms. So they had to feed all those animals, and they fed them hay. How'd they get the hay up into the barn? Ropes and pulleys. They had a variety of pulleys over there, and the old ropes. That's a lot of muscle power of the guys pulling on the rope and lifting the hay. The old feed bags attracted me too, because that's part of life. This is a very rare and old combine. Nowadays, the combines cost $1 million. They're huge. This is a really old one, very small. This I really like. This is for cutting up vegetables in the kitchen. You put stuff in that pan, turn the crank, and it chops them up. I have no idea what that is. And the saws. Look at all these different saws. One guy on each side cutting back and forth, back and forth. The old photo there shows a sawmill. And a few people came to look at it just as I was there. And the one man said, "That's my great-grandfather." Okay, now this is something I've never seen. I've seen a lot of farm machines before, but this is a treadmill. When you go to the gym, you're walking on a treadmill. Well, this is different. They put a dog on the treadmill, and as he walks, it spins, and a big belt goes over there, and that powers a washing machine. And here's a big one. This one puts a horse on it. Made in Pennsylvania. The horse is walking, 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 and that motion creates energy. I don't know what they're powering, but I was fascinated by that machine. That's how you're going to cut up your meat. Here's a bunch of kitchen stuff. I don't know what all of it is, but it's very interesting to look at all those different things. This was neat. We all have brooms like this. Well, this is an invention from Pennsylvania for making a broom. Cream separating. So the farms had milk, they had cows, and you may not know it, but the cream goes to the top. The cream rises to the top. That's a cream separator. These are all the different kind of milk bottles. Really strong glass. The different dairies had their names printed on them. There it is. And I'm from Wisconsin. Badger silo unloader. And look at this old wagon. I was fascinated by this. It says it was made in around 1850. Very well crafted. Made to last. Nicely painted. Here's an old tractor. There's only one tractor in there. Doesn't have the decals on it, but I'm pretty sure that's a Farmall. Very nice old tractor. And there you are, the Cecil County Farm Museum. Lots of stuff to see. Make a trip out to Elkton and check it out. Now, if you go upstairs in the other building, there's a bunch of other stuff, and this is an old schoolhouse. Back in the old days, a lot of times there's a one-room schoolhouse, just a few kids. They walk to school. The teacher would teach them everything. All the classes taught by one teacher. And now if you look around the rest of the museum, this is like a house, and there's a lot of different displays. And the old wooden floors, I like those. Nice roof in there. And if we go off to the right side over here, there's going to be a blacksmith shop. And I was really interested in all the different tools. There it is, blacksmith. that guy would make tools, and it's hot in there. They were strong, beating this iron with a hammer. And then the next door one, before that, we're going to see the shoes. Ladies' shoes, $3.50. This is a wood shop. Look at all the different saws, all this different stuff. It was pretty amazing. And they show how they make barrels. In the old general store, I thought that was pretty neat. So nowadays, when you go to the store, you go and serve yourself. But in those days, everything was on the shelf, and the person working there would grab the different items off the shelf. And then they would take a pencil and they'd write down what you got and total it all up. I like those big bags. There's a bag of sugar over there. And there's some washboards for sale. It was pretty neat to see the old store. I'm also a fine art photographer, and these are some of the shots I got while I was inside of the museum. Alright, thanks a lot for watching my video. Check back in the future. I'm going to have more interesting videos. And why don't you do me a favor and subscribe? Alright, thanks a lot for watching, and catch you next time.